Welcome, guys. How is 2024? How is the January disease? January is not easy. So, guys, today someone just asked me and they were saying, if you want to start a business, what is important to market or to sell? Yes, I think it's a good subject and everything is important. You need to market your business. You also need to sell. But personally, I think you need to know how to sell better than you actually know how to market. Why do I say so? Marketing generally is so expensive. I know that most of the people, they underestimate marketing. They think that if you're going to boost your ad of $10 on Facebook, you're going to get money. Then, whilst if you know how to sell, it simply means that you can do your sales at a zero budget. You can go out there, out hustle everyone, make sure that you're selling your business. So even for small to medium enterprises, sometimes to adopt, if you notice big companies, I'll give you examples. Look at your Econet. Look at your Net One. Those companies, they've got millions and millions of dollars for budgets in marketing. I still remember one of the guys was interviewed in one of these big companies and he was asked, how much budget do you want? And he said $25,000. Then they said, no, there's no way you can market here because our minimum budget is 250,000. So when you want to compete against those companies, you must make sure that you have got a strong sales strategy. When we are saying you need to have a strong sales skill, it simply means that you need to know how to do cold calls. You need to go out and prospect from scratch. When I'm saying cold calls, it simply means that you're just having a list of customers. You start calling, introducing your companies, pushing your product to those companies. And that is what is going to give you more sales. And if you also notice, most of the people are saying, because there's no social media, there's no internet, so the sales skill is no longer needed in this world. That is a big mistake because nowadays, the only difference which is going to make someone buy is an interaction with a human being. For example, you can buy something on internet. If you're going to buy something on Alibaba, on B-Forward, even on Amazon, you want to ask questions. You want a human being who is going to assist you because things are now online. Sometimes you're going to buy something for a wrong size. Sometimes you're going to buy something which you don't even want, which is not a perfect fit. But if there's a human being who is going to assist you to really get something which you want, that's the salesperson. So right now, someone is very good in sales. Yes, you can have someone the price might be the same. The product might be the same. But people buy because there's someone they feel that they're going to be assisted and they're going to get the right product at the right price and dealing with the right company. So that's another subject which I want to address. Then someone also asked me and they said, why is that most of the companies, especially in Zimbabwe, are now bypassing the manufacturer? The retailers. The manufacturer is now bypassing the retailer. And if you notice, most of the companies are now preferring sending their goods directly to the consumer. And the reason being, right now, if a manufacturer is going to sell probably something in Zim dollar, let's say for 5,000 RTGS or for 5 million RTGS, after about 60 days, because retailers, they always give conditions to the manufacturers. I think it has always been the norm whereby they give conditions and say, for us to sell your product, we need 30 days, we need 60 days. But right now, manufacturers are now also saying they are suffering liquidity crunches. They are suffering a lot of challenges because they supply their goods today at 5 million Zim dollar. Then probably after about 60 days, the dollar has lost its value. Probably it's now 10 million. So which simply means these guys are never going to recoup even their cost. Hence, they are now pushing their product directly into the market. If you notice, we've got big brands who are now doing containers, big brands who are now getting into the ghettos, supplying their goods directly into the market, bypassing the retailer. So I don't know whether the retail sector is going to survive in this kind of conditions whereby manufacturers are also now saying they want to sell their goods on their own. I think there was even a lobbying which was being done that manufacturers are not supposed to compete with the retailer. They're supposed to give retailers the goods, then the retail sector is going to sell. But currently, I think if retailers are going to be adamant, if they are going to be arrogant, I see them going out of business, because most of the manufacturers are now preferring even delivering bread directly to the consumer or closer to the consumer. If you notice, even beverage companies, they now have all those carts in ghettos, which simply means they are now bypassing the traditional retailer. Yes, they are still giving the retailer, but there's no way a retailer can compete with the constituents which I represent, vendors. They will suffer, and I see them getting buried, because if every manufacturer is going to adopt this strategy, I see them going out of business. And also, besides the economy, the consumer nowadays is now a bit lazy. If you notice, in the 90s, in the early 2000s, someone would get into town specifically to just shopping around. If someone wants a suit, someone would get into each and every shop, trying to identify the right price, the right quality, or the right quantities of the clothes which you want to purchase. But nowadays, it's now a bit different. If you notice, most of the people were now a bit lazy. If I want a phone, I'd rather go to on Facebook. I'd rather use my Google. I'll just search on Google. If I find something which I want, I'm now calling, which simply means nowadays people, they don't want to go to the supermarkets. People no longer want to get into the shops. They now need the goods to be delivered directly to them. If you notice, developed countries like China, even when you see countries like South Africa, they've adopted things like Uber Eats. Their goods, food is now being delivered directly into someone's house. So, does this person now wants to get into a retail shop? Does this person now wants to do the shopping experience? So nowadays, the consumer is now lazy. So we should rather adopt a strategy whereby we are supposed to be the ones going after the consumer, going after the customer, rather than waiting for the customer to come to us. Even if you're owning a boutique, even if you're owning a supermarket, even if you're owning any business, it's now time to go out and to make sure that your goods are getting directly to the customers rather than waiting, which was traditional. That's why you also notice that beverage companies, bread companies, I've noticed one of the biggest space parts companies is now also adopting the container format, whereby they're actually putting containers in small towns, small ghettos, which means the customer is now close to the goods, is now close to the gadgets that they need. So I don't know what is you can comment in our comment section, you can argue, you can criticize. That's what I think. That's what I also noticed. So ask Jerry, the chartered vendor. This is actually a sales program. I'll be giving you tips of sales. I'll teach you how to sell. But right now, please, if you see your sales people staying in the office, it means they are doing nothing. They must be out in the field hunting for the clients, because customers are out there. Whether it's January, whether it's December, customers are out there. Thank you.